Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our Let's Play of Krastorio, and as always, please remember to hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, please remember to hit that sub button. That'll mean a lot to me, and with that out of the way, let's get on with today's episode. So, last episode we pretty much got our artillery turrets up and running. That is very nice. They have slowly been trying to clear away some of the biters. They just went for a few minutes, hitting whatever they can around the world. So a few things have been cleared out. Still a few spaces left. We still have ammo being made. Our wall is still getting attacked. So in today's episode, I kinda want to start getting a power armor and getting some better legs. So to do that, I kinda want to set up some production of all of the different things. And one of the things that is a bit lacking at the moment, that is our electric engine crafting. That is, yeah, we did a setup a while back, but that was manually inserted and not a very good one. So I kinda want to solve that. While I'm here, I also just want to upgrade our red tech cards. They are slowing down a bit since we are using quite a few of them, so a small upgrade is in order. So let's go down to where we make lubricant. It's luckily just down here. Oh. And let's set up a bit better, or better setup for our electric engines. Could do it in a cell by itself, but I think that might be a bit overkill. So let's just see if we can't do a better one right here. In the future we can always move it out as long as we make it modular. So that is what I'm going to do. The way I'm going to do it is pretty much the same way as we did with our, what's it called, explosives. So if we go up here, I'll just start the opposite way. So I'll just start from the bottom instead, making sure we have room for this, for when we have to unload barrels in the future. Get some pipes running down the line, and then set up some setup for it. I will do electric engines a bit differently, since it does have an input of normal engines, and if you look at what electric engines are used for, it's used for lots of intermediate products. Don't think that many endgame ones, since robot flying frames are not used for the tech cards anymore, or the science. So, oh wait, it is used for the tech cards, so it could be we should do an entire cell just with these. What about the normal engines? What are they used for? Car electric engines. Anything high volume? Doesn't look like it. So we could make this in one cell. Now we just have to decide how we should do the input for this. It needs pipes and it needs gears. So one way we can do it is, let's make engine units in one cell and let's make electric engines in another cell. And that might be the way we're going, since then we don't have to worry about expanding out wherever we make our pipes and stuff like that. So what if we just make engines here for now? And I'm talking about the tier 1 engines. Might be overkill, but then I never have to worry about it again. And that is also something I very, very much enjoy. And that means as soon as I want to make this, I can just fly in the electric engines, which is what takes up most of the room to make the normal engines. So let's just check. We have engines, they need gear wheels, and they need pipe. So in 10 seconds, you'll need 10 gear wheels. This one can supply a bit more than that. It can supply 20. So I move everything around with robots. In my entry level to Mega Base, that's going on at the moment. I kind of have everything moved around with belts. It could be fun trying to make one of these to move around with robots instead, since we don't need that many, and it'll make the setup a bit easier. So the only thing we need to do is just do the ratios right. And then when we want to expand this out to more places, we can just copy paste it around, and the robots will always take the ones that are closest. So I think that's what I'm gonna try for this setup, just to show you what I mean. So to make one of these, let's make 10 of these. Let's do 10 for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To make one a second, 10. We will need, might have to move a bit. We'll need, what is that gonna be? Pretty much half of these. So one of these can supply 20 of those. Is that not correct? 2 a second. This one requires 1 every 10 seconds. So if we have 2 per second, we should be able to apply 20 of these. Yeah. So one can supply 20. So that means there'll actually be this ratio we're looking at. And if we look at the pipes, I have a feeling that we might need 2 of them, but I can't remember how fast they're crafting. So let's look at the pipes. Oh, that is the same ratio as these. So you might actually be able to get this on a belt instead, and just fly in our iron. We'll need 3 belts in, and direct insertion is not an option. So what if we do this? Please move you. I think I might need 3 spots in here. 1, 2, and we could output to a middle third one down into a chest at the end. So what if we do something like this? Will this work? We could do it some way, but I don't know if it's the correct way to do it. Oh wait, there's need 2 pipes, so we'll need 2 of these. There we are. And that means we'll use, probably we can supply on half a belt, and then we have iron in as well. But everything will get flown into this cell, and the rest will just move around by that. So firstly, I want to see if we can get the resources in. We'll need double input. Let's do this. We'll output to the middle. We'll do that right here. We'll do that on both sides. And then we'll input near, and from the middle. No, not from the middle. But from over here. Of course, we'll have to misalign it a small amount, so we don't overlap these. What if we do it on the side instead? So, output. We'll then be able to do input and input. How's that going to look when we do that? I have to get a lot of iron in the first place. So 1 full iron belt. Or 1 full pipe belt. Yeah, something like that. You two can just go down here for now. Yeah, that's fine. It's just the walls is getting a robot got destroyed. But let's try and do 2 of these. I know we'll need 20, so you can go away for now. And how would we set this up correctly? Let's do one side first, that's much easier to manage. So, out. We'll then do in from here, and we'll do an in right here. Can't remember if we can see it on the constant combinator. if I turn that function on. Otherwise I can show you what I mean. Sig used to, you'll be iron. Yeah, I can see it on. That's good. If you can't see it, it's an option in settings interface, I think. And then it is somewhere you can turn it on. I can't remember where you do it. I think it's one of these. But you can look around in here to make sure you can see what's in the... Oh, there. Show component setting in alt mode. So if you turn this one on, you'll be able to see what it's set to. So in theory I can set this one with that and gear wheels. But I kind of just want this one to be iron, that's easy to manage. And this one down here will be a mix of gear wheels and pipe. So gear wheels and pipe. Pipe. Where did you go? There we go. So that's pretty much the inputs. They'll get that. They'll get the iron. This will output pretty much this way to make it look a bit easier to see. So that is good in terms of inputs. Then we'll need to jump you from here to... Does it have to be this one? So we can do in, out, in. So that'll be the way we do it. And then this one will have the outputs instead to be in. And then we need to jump things. Is that correct to get things flowing correctly? So we have in, and out. Let's get this blinking to stop, please. Will this work in terms of inputs? Just need to fix you. Go back a bit. So we'll have to jump here to here and could jump it one further to here and here to here, I think. Could leave one belt just to make it look the same. How about something like that? Will that do what I want it to? So you'll grab here, you'll output to the middle, and you'll grab from this side. Grab from that side, output to the middle, grab from here. So that should be good. You'll grab from this side into that one, you'll output to the middle, and you'll grab from this side. Grab from this side. Oh, what is this? Is this correct? Oh yeah, we'll just move it over one. So instead of this, we'll put it here to keep the symmetry. And we'll then be able to change you around a bit. So you'll be like that instead. So you still have two spots open. In, out, in. I think that should work in terms of an expandable setup. Can I then move one of you into the middle? So right here you should be able to power all of it. That is correct. So that's actually quite good. So that means I should be able to expand this one down, as long as we collect everything up. I won't be able to do it like this though. But I've moved this one into the middle. So if we do here and here instead, would that make it easier to do? Could probably do the same down here. So you can do you, and you can take output, output. Yeah, something like that, and then we can move you into the middle as well. Look how compact that is. And are we then able to jump it if we move these inside? So here to there. And of course into here instead, and then here to there. Will this work as a setup? Let's just try and get some things in to see. But I can't see why this shouldn't work. And please stop the blinking. We can do it here and here to make it look good. So you'll of course have to go this way instead. So you go in from this side, you're up there, you go in, the same here. So let's try this setup. Just need to expand it down a few times. Can we just take this now and stamp it in? So here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this will be our setup. We'll just check if it works afterwards, but right now I just want to get it built. Thank you, robots. So now for this one. Pretty much each side of a belt, you'll produce 2, 4 a second. You'll produce 2 a second, so that should be more than enough on one belt going in. So we could, in theory, just add you in up here somewhere. Of course, we'll need an input for it. We can just make it in the same row, to be honest. Because we do this and that one, we'll have iron going in on the back side. Would probably want loaders on him. Might have to move you down one more then. So here. Split you off. Like we've done quite a few times already. So there, there, and you'll go directly in. Load up, load up, load up. And in. Like that. Could do it like this for future sake, but we'll need to if we have to expand it. And then we can do this one. And load us out might be a good idea. But then this one will get out on the wrong side, and that is a bit annoying. Could use... Because what if we do this one? 2, 3. We'll just have to get you on the opposite side. Not the end of the world, it's just doing something like that. And then we can do the exact same thing afterwards if we want to get them all moved around. But I think this will work. Then we should be able to drag it up in right here. So you two can just jump out to there. Then we need iron in. It won't take that much iron. It needs, what is that? 2, 4, 6 a second. This one needs... What's that gonna be? We have 20, that's 2 a second. So that's 8 seconds. So it should be enough for one outputting splitting to both. That should mean we could have one requested chest. Probably just going both ways. But I want you to go up this way first. And in right there. We'll then have iron going in on the top one and down to the other one. So what if we do iron here? That would get double loaders, one that way, one that way. We'll also have one loader here going into a passive provider. Let's give ourselves a row of that. And you go that way, and you go down this way. And jump into that one. And then this one should start to work as well. And I'm going to be quite excited when I turn this on and see how well this works. Because in theory, this should work now. I'll just leave this one. It's not necessary, but I just really want not leave it. It's not necessary, so that's not needed to do it. Same with that. Because we don't want to expand it further out than this anyway. Do we? No, because that'll ruin the ratio, so it doesn't really matter if we expanded it out at the current stage. So let's try and fire this up. The only thing we need is just to request an iron. on this one. Could also drag what's called a belt over here, but I want to try and fly it in 200. Let's do 500. Just to buffer a bit. Should be fine. So robot's gonna bring it in quite quickly. You'll see a nice swarm here from around the map going to pick it up. And let's see if this can do what I want it to. There goes iron plate in. Good, they're all getting iron plates. That means that iron is going down here as well. And it'll take a little while before this fills up. But this should give us quite a lot of things. I hope 500 is enough. Seems so. That's 2 out. We are producing engines. Now the big question is, are we producing it fast enough? If my calculations are right, we should. And that means we can actually... I might not like this place. I kind of maybe want to use them for an electric engine down south, or we can just fly it in somewhere. But right now at least, we do have an engine set up right here that we can expand. Engine. There we are. A bit differently than my entry level to Mega Base, but then again, I kind of like the way it looks. These are filling up with 216 as the max. Then it starts to get flown into these, and as soon as they're full, the drain on our resources should go down. And things are slowly filling up. We are getting engines at a nice rate. And then I kind of want to get it somewhere else, or use somewhere else. We could get it flown in down here. Or, to be honest, we can move it out here and get it down the side. So what if we do this? Take you to here instead. And I'll show you why in just a second. It will get a bit... Okay, that was strange. There we go. Have to pick it up once in a while to get it to work correctly. But then I can output it down this way. Into these. Or I could just let it flow out this side, getting used for electric engines, and whatever is left after it goes through it goes to the rest of it. But again, that all depends on how many places I need these. It wasn't that many, was it? Electric engines was pretty much the main thing. So buffering these might not be that optimal. At least not as the first thing. So what if we take it out the back side instead and down here and make electric engines? It is pretty much a 1-to-1 ratio. So there's probably better ways to do this than what I'm doing at the moment. But I also like to make fun builds once in a while. Because then we could make these and get electronic circuits and lubricant flown in. Because then no one needs to do the same down here with that, or doing one over here just with electric engines. Could do it in the same one. Might want to keep it in 2 for now. Let's try and keep it in 2. So what if we make this one on over here electric engines? And I know we're going this way with it. We could continue the same with the electric ones. Of course, we have one extra. I'm using a bit of power doing this, but it shouldn't be that bad. And it does make sure we don't buffer too many things. So let's see. Let's make one room for lubricant. Actually, now to think about it, if we line it up right here. That's not the best place to do it. Because I want these could go down the middle and do as many as this just for electric. Or split off and go to the outside. Because electric just needs 2. We can do a mixed belt of those and then lubricant down the middle. So let's do this. let's assign it right here. Because then I want do electric engines. Is that correct? Probably not. It was correct. Electric engines right here. Like this. Because then we can go down this way. We can then have a mixed belt on the outside. Do this on both sides and do, so we have 20 of these. But we do need an output for it. And that can either be outside or the inside, and we can actually move this out and do it in here instead. How should we do this to make it well? Probably have to move the out one then as well. But that will take quite a bit of room. I don't like that solution. Outputting on the outside might be easier. Or maybe just going with the fluid on the outside might be easier. Because then we can have two belts in the middle. Oh, this does take up a bit of room. And I didn't really want to do that, to be honest. So let's, for now, just stop this input right here. Get you to flow the opposite way. So then I want you to split off over here. To go into these. So it'll be output, output, normal inserters. I can actually do loaders over here if we wanted to. So it'll be loader, loader. So this is the output side going downwards. And we'll then do, let's see, output, output, input, input, and input, input. How would this look as a setup? We would probably need 20 again to make 1 per second. So you can go away, just so I can see what I have to work with. A power line. You can start up here if you want to. Grab, grab, output, output. Then we'll have fluids on the outside instead. Going around this way, or maybe getting fluids from the bottom. Could also be a reason. We could try and fly it in for this one. Oh, stop doing that. It's an old habit of mine. I don't have to fly in everything. I think that's a bit of a waste if we just want this to work. We have it right next to it. And we have to input it right here. So that means we'll have two ways of doing this. We'll have kind of a requester over here. Or pretty much right there. You'll output into this one. You'll output green circuits. Let's try that for now. You'll just request 200 for now. They'll go in here and go down. They get put in. Then over here we'll have these coming from the side. Right here. They'll go in. We could do the buffering like this, to be honest. What if we do the passive divider here instead? And like this. And then we'll do. Maybe just store that. Because then we have it here before it gets down. Then the only thing we need is the lubricant. And if we expand you all the way down to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That should be the same ratio. Then we just need the fluid in. So what if we do it here? You won't be needed. And oh yeah, we need the output for these. So we'll just do something like this. Or we could output it at the top instead. Just have to move you up one to make room for the output of the electric engines up here if that is what we wanted. Because we can't side load into this one. To be honest, if we just do this, please move you two to there instead. That should be fine. And all of you go up one more. Here is a ton of electric engines. This will output correctly. That means we can do our little passive provider right here. Limit you to, let's say, a row, because we'll need a lot more of those. Here is a loader for you, and let's shift the way around so it goes up instead. And then we just need the lubricant in. That we can easily do down here now. Then I'll go to lubricant and set up some barrels, get it flown in, and then I think it should be good. So here we are. You on barrel lubricant, going both ways. Then we'll need a requester chest and not a passive provider. It has to be an active one. If we don't make it active, there's a chance this can bottleneck. Because these are used if it's in a passive provider or buffer, but only after storage or what else is used, so it might actually buffer or back up. So to prevent that, I always do this, so the only thing that can back up is if we don't have enough storage chests. That means you'll request lubricant. Yeah, that's 212. Might be overkill, but it's fine for now. Normally I do it max buffering, so I do this. The reason why I do it is that, to be honest, it just have to be whatever is maximum in the chest. Because if it's a long distance, we'll always get the maximum throughput. Because of travel distance, that is quite important. So now I just need to do one thing. Let's run up here, hook up our lubricant to a different setup. That means you can go away. That means if we just expand you all the way out to the end and hook up one of these right there, saying you would like for you to barrel roll lubricant into a passive provider and request chest. Oh, we could actually use loaders with these. Should we try that? I'll try and do one loader just to see how it looks, because we'll have to do double ones anyway. It'll take a bit more room, but I think it'll look quite good. So you'll go in this way. You'll request barrels. Could probably do the same down south. Just empty barrels. Go to max as well, just to have it filled, and you will probably not fill this much. That might be an issue. And that means we'll just have to add that to our mall. For now, please take you. And here we are. Please get barrels. Barrel. There we are. You're allowed to make barrels to fill these up. Probably make sure these requests from buffer chests, and it's something I always do. It's not directly necessary, but it does make something easier in the future if you remember to do it. Steel plates, request. We could limit how many we have. We'll do this one here and here, and we'll limit you if you're going to connect to the distinct network, so we only buffer 5k or something like that. Could do a limit like that, so say only use if you have less than 5k. That's less than 5k, you'll work. If more, you'll stop. That means we can do that and that, and we can stop you. Get you up here for now. And then this one should start to get barrels in just a second. Going in, I'll output lubricant. Lubricant will get moved down into these. Ooh, I don't ever like to see one thing backed up and the other one is not. Is that because I did the ratios the wrong way? Well, it should be the same. But why is this one backing up and the other one isn't? You do need 2 pipe, and you need 1, so it should be the same ratio. Then you craft 1. Strange. Probably one of you can explain why that is happening. It doesn't really make any sense at the moment. But let's see. There goes the barrels. They go in at 15 per second. They go out as fast as they can. They get moved into our electric engine setup. They get put into here. And that means we have electric engines working. That's pretty much what I wanted to do in this episode, because then in the next one I will kind of make up our armor and do other things as well. Or you bugger. There you are. So we could have made this in the same cell. I might move it over here, since these two kind of go together. But if we have to, it's just a Ctrl X, Ctrl V, if you want to cut and paste it. But for now, let's do this instead of just making it into one. But yeah, it could be moved over here, and I might do it, but we'll see that in the future. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and will give me a like. And if you did, hopefully also award me with your subscription. That means a lot to me, and only 5% of you do it. So hopefully that can get bumped up a bit. So with that, thank you so much for watching, guys. I've been Dgray, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.